Hey guys, I'm Jaden. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about mental health, eating disorder recovery, and I make a lot of dumb vlogs. I have been in recovery from my eating disorder for about almost a year now. Wow, that's so weird. I feel like I just started. I began recovery from my eating disorder in late October of 2019, and when you're watching this video, it is now September of 2020. Whoa, that is just so weird. But I have been working on this for a long time. I was diagnosed with atypical anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, exercise anorexia, all of the different things. And I am now just here to help you guys out because I know what it's like. I'm still currently, going through struggles, and by me talking about what I'm going through, talking about recovery, and giving tips, it keeps me in line, it keeps me on track, and I feel like the more that I preach things out to other people, the more that I can believe it myself. So just a trigger warning now, I'm probably going to be talking about some things that might make some people uncomfortable, so if you're not ready to listen to this kind of stuff, then you might just want to exit out of this video. So to jump in, today's video is going to be about how to get through a lapse or a relapse or even just a slip up in recovery, because it doesn't matter if you've been recovering for a week, for months, for years, like you can always have setbacks. Eating disorders are coping skills. They are things that help you get through hard times. Eating disorders can provide stability when you're going through a lot of life changes. Eating disorders can provide comfort. You can use food to help you when you're feeling lonely. Food can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And exercise can be an anxiety relief, but it can get to be a disorder. There are just so many ways that eating disorders help you, even though they're so destructive. So hard times are always going to come in life. And when those hard times strike, Ed, your eating disorder, is going to come in and he's going to say, look, I'm going to save the day. You might fail this test, but if you go home tonight and eat boxes and boxes and boxes of donuts, you'll feel great. Or if you fail a test, then the next day, if you don't eat the entire day, it's okay because you're still a winner in Ed's eyes. So there's just tons of situations where your eating disorder can come back. And it happened to me yesterday. It happened to me just last night. I'm a junior in college, and college students are so prone to eating disorders, first of all. But, classes are picking up. I've been going through some relationship struggles. I have just had so much on my plate, and on top of all of it is a pandemic while I'm in school, which is causing so much added stress. So last night, before going to bed, I had a binge episode, and if you're not completely sure what that is, it just means that you're eating a lot of food, but it's uncontrolled. You feel like you cannot stop unless somebody physically were to remove you from that situation. You eat so much past fullness. You don't necessarily have to purge or compensate after, but that is also very common. A binge episode is also followed by an enormous amount of guilt, depression, and feeling like you're worthless. And also, people typically do this in secret. They don't want other people to know. They will lie about it. And there's just a whole lot of diagnostic criteria. Also, people typically follow a ritual. For example, somebody may always, binge in their car, or somebody may always binge while watching a certain TV show. People just have their own little quirks, I guess. Me personally, last night, I just was in my room and I just started, thinking I would just eat a snack, and it kind of just turned into using food to kind of comfort me with the stress of college, with the stress of COVID, with the stress of relationships with friends and other people. I also want to add that I had been restricting a lot lately before this binge happened. So I've been skipping some of the meals on my meal plan, skipping some of the snacks here and there, and that all precipitates up to a binge. You think that skipping one meal isn't that big of a deal, but they will all sum up to a big binge because you are craving these foods, you are limiting what you're allowed to eat, and then finally you're like, F it, I'm gonna eat it all. So that's important to know. So today I'm gonna, tell you guys how you can get through this and how you can take this event and turn it around and get back on track. The first thing that I did when I woke up this morning was, first of all, feel like crap and have a lot of regret. But then I decided, like, those feelings of regret and guilt are not going to get me anywhere. I know that recovery is not linear. Recovery isn't just like a slow process till you're perfect. Recovery is a great day, a bad day, a restrictive day. And it doesn't mean that you're a failure if you mess up once. The first thing that you're going to want to do after you have a lapse in your recovery is contact someone you're close to. You need to know that you have support and know that there's people there for you. So the first thing I did this morning was I called my mom. I talked to her for a little bit, and I just needed to just feel loved, basically. I needed to know that I am human, and I need to know that people still love me even though I mess up sometimes. So what you're going to want to do is just talk to someone, anyone. If you don't think that you have someone to talk to, or you're not comfortable talking to someone, journal. Pretend you're telling somebody close to you. You could pray, you could talk to God. I just think you should talk to someone, or your therapist if that's available, if that's an option. So I called my mom, and then after that, I decided to get in the shower. I think that binge episodes can make me feel very disgusting, just kind of gross. Like you're full, you feel like, bloated. So I just wanted to, be clean and kind of like physically like erase what had happened. So I took a shower, I literally scrubbed my body, and I was like metaphorically picturing me like erasing the events of the night before. And then after I got out of the shower, I picked out clothes that were not restrictive, just a big t-shirt so that I didn't have to feel like, squished. So you're going to want to put on some nice clothes. And then after that, if you are feeling like it, if you're feeling up to it, you should, do something that makes you feel beautiful. So I put on some makeup, which I don't really do that often, but I put on some makeup to like show myself that like I'm worth the effort. Like I think a lot of times when I get into my eating disorder brain, I think like I'm worthless, I don't deserve good hygiene, I'm so fat, like I shouldn't ever deserve to look good or put on makeup or do my hair. So I just, braided my hair, got it out of my face, didn't have to worry about it for the rest of the day, and I put on some makeup, and I was like, I'm a boss bitch, like that's what I am. After getting ready for the day, I went downstairs and I made a list of the things that I knew I could do to make myself feel better, just to kind of have like an outline. So what I wrote was how to get through today. And some of the things I wrote were shower, which I did, and feel worthy and presentable, which I did. And then the next thing that I decided would be beneficial is to get back on track. You can't just, skip all the meals the next day because you want to make up for what happened the night before. You can't go on a, 20-mile run to remove the food you ate before. You need to get back on track. You need to get a sense of normalcy and stability. So I decided I'm gonna have to eat, and it really sucks. It is so hard to eat after a binge. Like, I understand what you're feeling. You don't think you deserve to. Why should you be able to eat because you overate yesterday? Forget it. It's a new day and you're gonna eat. So I went downstairs, I got some food. Then I put move. Now, this one is a little tricky because, like I said, you don't want to go and run 20 miles. But doing something gentle like yoga is going to help your food digest that you've ate. And it's also going to show self-care to yourself. And it could relieve anxiety for you. So that one, you're going to have to check your intentions and really, really make sure that you're not trying to compensate for the binge. But I do think if you're able to do it in a healthy way, a non-disordered way, that moving is a really good option. Like even taking a walk, just getting you know, your body moving, getting food digesting, you know, all that. But your food will still digest if you don't move. So like, it's fine if you don't. The next tip I have is while you're journaling, do a 15-minute negative thought dump. So a therapist taught me this, and basically you're just gonna journal all of the shitty things you're thinking about yourself. And it seems kind of counterproductive, but if you do this, you can get all of that crap out of your head that you're thinking anyways. And then you're gonna tell yourself, I'm not gonna think all of these bad things for the rest of the day. Kind of like that whole cry for 5 minutes and then stop. Same thing. Get out the thoughts you're thinking, get out the feeling that you're ugly, you're fat, all that dumb stuff. Get it out and then quit. After I journaled all of those things that I wanted to do to make myself feel better and did most of them, I had group therapy today, and I really did not want to go. I didn't want to admit to them that I'd messed up. I didn't want to, honestly, I didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to avoid it. But I did end up going to group therapy, and obviously everybody knew what I was going through, and they were really, really supportive, and I'm glad I went. So I know that like I am lucky enough to have these resources and these people to talk to, but that's why I suggest just finding a friend if you're not in a eating disorder therapy group. So the last couple tips I have for how to get over a lapse in your eating disorder recovery are basically just to take care of yourself. You need to rest. Your body has been put through something that is basically traumatic. Your body is probably going to be a little exhausted. And that doesn't mean that you are a horrible person for effing with your body. It happens. But you need to rest. You need your sleep. Your body needs to rest so that it can get back to normal. But you also really need to remember to trust your body. I have probably binged 50 times in my life, maybe more, I don't know. And I'm alive, I'm fine, I'm not on my deathbed. So just really trust your body. And my dietitian would always tell me, you know, if you eat, you know, too many pieces of popcorn, I don't know, your body is gonna say, hey, I got some extra carbohydrates and I'm gonna use those. So your body kind of just takes everything in, and it's like, how can we make this work? Your body distributes all of the nutrients you put in it. Even if there is a pretty excess amount of nutrients, they'll figure out what to do with it. So just trust your body. If there is another form of self-care that you typically like to do that isn't something I mentioned, do that, because you might not think you deserve it, but you do. There was a reason that you binged, or there was a reason that you restricted or purged. And I don't know what that reason is, but you have to figure that out. Are you not giving yourself enough self-care on a daily basis, and your stresses of life just all added up to this relapse? Are you not focused on recovery? Are you feeling extra insecure lately? Like, whatever the reason is that caused your relapse, it's there, and you need to give yourself some self-care, because we have to stop associating self-care with doing great on a test. Oh, I did great on a test, so I'm going to treat myself to a face mask. No, you don't have to achieve something to be nice to yourself. You need to be nice to yourself even when things are shitty and hard. So when you have a relapse, you need to do self-care. It is literally so important, because we're never going to heal if we're just not kind to ourselves. Okay, guys, I think that is all of my tips I have for you for how to get through a relapse. I did most of these today, and I honestly feel a lot better. I feel motivated for recovery. I feel motivated to continue on the path that I've been on for a year now. I'm not going to say it was easy. Eating today, honestly, it was like nails on a chalkboard. But I had friends that I told that I was struggling, and they helped me through my meals. And I journaled, and I went to therapy, and I just did all the things I could. I can't erase what already happened, but I can try to move forward. I also want you guys to know that I am literally not perfect. I mess up all the time. I restrict, I binge sometimes, like I have really bad body image days. But I'm here to help you guys be better than I am. I want you guys to not have to end up in inpatient treatment. I want you to be able to recover at home on your own. And Doing this, just like I said at the beginning, keeps me on track. So I love you guys if you're watching, and I really hope that your path to recovery is going well. Remember that it's not linear and that you can do this. You don't need Ed to swoop in and save you all the time. You can save yourself. You don't need Ed when life gets hard, because look, has it really helped you that much anyways? No. You can beat your eating disorder. Recovery is so possible. If you guys liked this video or felt like it helped you in some way, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let me know what other videos you guys would like on eating disorder recovery or eating disorder education, and I'd love to make it for you guys. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you in another video.